So let's work a couple of these together here. Okay. So let's go ahead and find the sine of pi over 3. Now, I don't think you should draw out an entire unit circle for your test. I feel like that takes a chunk of time. If you want to do that, that's fine. I've had some students in my other class request that I put a circle with a XY coordinate system on it. That's fine, but that's all I'll put. I won't put any tick marks. I won't put any other information on it. I do not recommend filling it out and then taking it around with you from problem to problem. But that might be what you find is best, so I'll let you decide. Okay, but let me show you how I would find the sine of pi over 3 if I were in a hurry on a test. Okay, if I want the sine of pi over 3, I would just quickly draw the angle that I said you had to know, which isn't that angle. It's a little more extreme. It's this angle right here, right? Okay. Then I would say, well, how did I get there? Well, I went out a little and then up a lot. There are the coordinates. Notice I didn't draw the whole unit circle to answer this question. I drew a tiny little triangle that matched the angle, and then I labeled it by its coordinates of how I got there. Then, for the sine of pi over 3, I simply want the y coordinate. So the y coordinate is the square root of 3 over 2. Okay? Let's do a different one. Let's do, what's interesting on here? Let's do the tangent of minus 3 pi over 4. Okay? First of all, minus 3 pi over 4, let's see, that's 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4. Minus 3 pi over 4 is over here. Okay? You don't have to draw the angle. I mean, this is the angle. Oops, sorry, that's not the angle because we're doing minus. This is the angle, but the triangle that I quickly form looks like this. How did I get there? I went back the same amount that I went down. So the coordinates here are minus the square root of 2 over 2, comma, minus the square root of 2 over 2. Okay? At this point, I recognize the answer as 1. Actually, I knew it was 1 a while ago. But let's run through this a little bit more slowly. Okay? So when I said, step 2 is find the coordinates, and step 2 is find the sine and cosine, we have to answer this question, which is about the tangent. Well, we remember that the tangent of an angle is the same as the sine of the angle divided by the cosine of the angle, which is simply my y coordinate, because we said the y was the sine, over my x coordinate, which was what we said the cosine was. Well, what was the y coordinate? It is minus square root of 2 over 2, the y coordinate. And then what is the x coordinate? It's this coordinate right here, so that's, we'll do that in green, minus square root of 2 over 2. But here I see, those cancel each other out. And so what is the tangent of that angle? It's 1. Okay? You need to get down to the point where you can do that in about 15 seconds. Okay? So I consider this like your multiplication tables, but I've given you kind of a methodical way of coming up with them, because I don't think you could just look at the unit circle, memorize it, and have it be of use. You kind of have to understand it as a working document.